Greetings, my scattered brothers and sisters in the Lord. Trust you know the Lord is with you wherever you find yourself scattered today, and that you know that His presence with you is more than enough for whatever you might face today. Our psalm today is Psalm 142, Psalm 142. I cry aloud to the Lord. I lift up my voice to the Lord for mercy. I pour out before Him my complaint. Before Him I tell my trouble. When my spirit grows faint within me, it is you who watch over my way. In the path where I walk, people have hidden a snare for me. Look and see, there is no one at my right hand. No one is concerned for me. I have no refuge. No one cares for my life. I cry to you, Lord. I say, you are my refuge, my portion in the land of the living. Listen to my cry, for I am in desperate need. Rescue me from those who pursue me, for they are too strong for me. Set me free from my prison, that I may praise your name. Then the righteous will gather about me because of your goodness to me. This is quite a psalm, and it is a psalm which, it's a tough one in terms of where the psalmist is at. Crying out to the Lord, spirit growing weak within him, knowing that the Lord is the one who watches over. But look especially at verse 4. Look and see, there is no one at my right hand, no one is concerned for me. I have no refuge, no one cares for my life. And that's a tough place to be. I don't know whether it's actually the truth or not, but emotionally, the psalmist is at this place where it just feels like absolutely no one cares, has no refuge, no one to turn to in this time of trouble and this time of desperation, and just the feeling that absolutely no one cares for the psalmist. Whatever might happen to the psalmist, no one cares. And I don't know if you've been there or not. We all tend to go through a time in our life at some point where we feel pretty isolated and feel all alone and feel like no one cares. And I think especially during, this season, where we've just come through Thanksgiving and Christmas is out there in front of us and we're in Advent, and sometimes it can seem like everyone else has so many friends, so much family, and then we look in the mirror and we just think no one cares, and we just feel so isolated and so all alone. Listen how the psalmist goes on. I have no refuge, no one cares for my life. I cry to you, Lord. I say, you are my refuge, my portion in the land of the living. And so in the midst of feeling all alone, completely isolated, that no one cares, the psalmist still turns to the Lord. The Lord is the psalmist's refuge. I can turn to you, I can count on you. And then this language, you are my portion in the land of the living. Portion language is inheritance language, and it would especially apply to land. And so I know that I'm going to receive this land as my portion, as my inheritance. And so, like, that land belongs to me, I belong to that land. So the portion language is kind of inheritance language, and maybe even more, it's belonging language. That this land belongs to me, I belong to this land, this is my portion. And the psalmist says, Lord, you are my portion in the land of the living. So not you are my portion, when I'm dead and gone, I know that I'll have you, but you are my portion now in the land of the living in this lifetime. And so even though there's this strong sense of being all alone and isolated, at the same time, there is this sense of belonging to the Lord, that I belong to the Lord belongs to me, the Lord is my refuge. And so in a sense, the psalmist is confronting himself with the truth that even in this isolation and all aloneness, that the Lord is still present, and he belongs to the Lord, and the Lord belongs to him. The Lord is his portion in the land of the living. We go on. Listen to my cry, for I am in desperate need. Rescue me from those who pursue me, for they are too strong for me. So not only is the psalmist feeling isolated and all alone like no one cares, but also feeling under attack from others. Verse 7, set me free from my prison, that I may praise your name. Then the righteous will gather about me because of your goodness to me. The psalmist longing for God to set him free, but not just so that he can be free, but the righteous will gather around him. And so this sense of this desire for companionship and desire for fellowship, Lord, rescue me so that I won't be alone, so that the righteous will gather about me as they see how good you are to me. This is a pretty dark place, really, that the psalmist is at, feeling all alone, and that God is the only one he can cry out to, the only one who cares. But he recognizes that the Lord does care and that the Lord is his refuge. Now, one other thing, I don't always pay close attention to this, but I'm looking at the very beginning of the psalm, and right under the line, Psalm 142, we get this note, a maskil of David, probably a musical term, maskil. Maybe it's like a dirge of David. When he was in the cave, a prayer. Wow. We know the story of David. David at times is in a cave hiding. Saul is after him, and it's like no one cares. And there's David in that cave. Maybe you're in a cave today, and maybe you find yourself kind of being chased into a cave, and you find yourself isolated, and it just feels like no one cares. Well, the Lord cares. The Lord is your refuge. The Lord is your portion in the land of the living in this lifetime. And as you cry out to him, as we cry out to him in such times, you will discover, we discover, I discover that the Lord hears our prayer, that the Lord rescues us, and the Lord brings us out of the cave. And we find ourselves surrounded, belonging to the Lord and belonging to the people of the Lord. And we're part of the community, part of his family, one of his children. So God bless wherever you find yourself scattered today. Maybe you're in the cave. Cry out to the Lord. He's your portion in the land of the living, and he will bring you out of the cave. God bless.